Well, I'm very excited to be back at Tiny Bear today. Damian, thanks for having me again. No, we've got two of your leadership group here today, so can you tell me who we've got?
Yeah, we've got Sally. She's joining us from home.
Hey, I'm the distillery manager here. I've been with Tiny Bear for about 2.5 years now, and my job is basically just to make sure that everything happens when it needs to happen. And also I do a bit of the cellar door management, a little bit of accounting too, so a little bit of everything really.
No kidding. What's in this job description? I love it.
And we've got Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I've been with Tiny Bear since August last year. I'm bar bottle shop manager. Essentially what I do up there is making sure that everything's running smoothly. Damian doesn't need to be there all the time. Staff doing what they need to do when they need to do it. Customers and staff are happy. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you both for being a part of the conversation today. I appreciate it. Before we get into kind of what's happened in terms of the homework that I set for you and the team, tell me a bit about what's happened in the business since I last saw you.
It's been a chaotic couple of weeks. We did a bit of a staff reflection of, in a way, addressing the issues we have with staff flexibility. And from that, we had to do some structural staff changes. So Sally was involved in a lot of that. And then, yeah, we went and did a bit of a who, a why, a what for the bar and the bottle shop staff, and what's their motivation and why do they want to work for Tiny Bear and Tiny's Bar.
Great. So talk about the changes in the staffing group to begin with. What happened with that sort of restructure? It
became pretty evident that we were overstaffed Monday to Friday, or Monday to Thursday is probably the better way to put it, and we were understaffed Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which was when our peak times are. We had to move forward with some new staff to make that work, but to make that work, we had to change the roles a little bit.
So I can see some sheets here. Can you talk us through kind of what you asked people?
So I've only done this with the bar staff.
Yep.
But basically I went up and have one-on-one interviews with each staff member.
Great. And
kind of give them a little bit of a homework to think about what is their reason, what's their motivation, what do they enjoy about work, and then at the same time as that, reflect on their positives. What do they know they're good at? How
was the process for you?
It was excellent. It was really good to have that conversation and go, okay, yep, I do need to improve on this. And for him to agree with my good side of things, like, yep, okay, your customer service is fantastic. I know that, you know that. So let's improve on the things that we both need to improve on.
It's been eye-opening for me, and they were like, why are we doing this? And it's not a review, it's a thing. And they took it and they did it really well, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and it seems like it's been seen as a positive process from your perspective too, that Damian wanted to know these things and was so open to having a conversation around it.
Definitely positive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've mentioned you've hired sort of 2 people since I've been here last. How's it changed the way you've thought about who you're bringing into the business or how you've gone about finding them?
So one of the staff members we hired was a customer. So we took that bit of advice of, your customers are your biggest advocates.
Yep.
So she came in, but she was unavailable for the Saturday day shift, so we're actually able to hire a junior, which is something we've never done before. They're actually one of the neighbouring businesses' daughters.
It feels like your referral network is very strong, whether it's customers, whether it's businesses next door. Obviously, the word of mouth that you're creating is really powerful. One of the things I wanted to share with you that I thought could just be interesting as a frame to put over it and for the 3 of you as leaders to be thinking about is this is a model that is a look at kind of the 6 basic buckets of human drivers. It's an interesting one to think about because part of it is around how does your story connect with the people that you need to find. And I think it would be really interesting to identify whether there are 1 or 2 dominant stories or drivers in what you're hearing back from your people at the moment, and whether there's an opportunity in the way that you're marketing, in the way that your people are out there talking to people about who joins the team next, to think about how do we tell more of the story in that way so we're getting people in from the get-go, from a flexibility standpoint, from a passion about the industry standpoint. If they're the 2 magic factors, that needs to become how we tell the story of Tiny Bear to people that are coming in prospectively. And so I think it becomes how do we tell the story for passion and how do we then stoke the passion of the people we've already got? So how do we bring them together? What is it that's kind of the connect and reconnect activities? And it's challenging, right, with the demands that you've got?
Very challenging.
And that piece, but what would that look like for you as a group? Once a month, once a quarter, something like that, to just do things that really invest in further fueling that passion for your people about why they're part of the team.
I think it all sounds like a really good step in the right direction, just to empower people to, you know, grow their skills, to keep them interested so that they do want to stay with us. And, you know, as we've been talking about, that flexibility, like if they're passionate, they're interested, they will be flexible, or they're more driven to be flexible. So that's a really good thing, I think.
Well, I think what you've done such an amazing job of since we last spoke is embracing this idea of unpacking what the why is for your people. And so we think about that as almost the centre circle. I think the part we've identified as the next area is probably the next ring out of kind of these concentric circles, which is the how. And so really leaning into how do we want to work together at Tiny Bear to bring those whys to life. So you've mentioned two things today really strongly. One is certainly around the purpose and the passion, you know, how strong that is for your people and how strong that is for the core group of people you want to build the business with, right? We've moved some people on, but that core that are here and the people we want to recruit into that core, they have to share that passion for what you do. I think the second thing you've touched on is they've got to be flexible enough and dynamic enough to go on a growth journey that's going to continue to evolve in ways that you can't even anticipate right now. And I think what we'll do next time when we connect, love to bring you to a business that I think does a really great job of those things. So we can get some kind of learning and observation on how another small business does it, tap into the lessons that can be learned from that and think about what that could look like in a Tiny Bear context.